Hey guys, my name's Jordan. I run the worship team for Oxygen in Whangarei. I love doing this. It's pretty funny how I got into it. I started drumming when I was 18. 6 months later, I was drumming for the team. Loved it though. Did not feel good enough, however, but I still put my hand up and said, yeah, I'm ready to do this. So I stepped out on faith, I did it. You know, over time got better. Eventually, I did Bible college and internship, and Adrian said to me, I want you leading worship. And I just remember thinking, man, I can't sing. Did it anyway, and God equipped me through the years, you know, my voice began to get better, and yeah, eventually started leading the team, and now I love it. It's what I thrive off of. I just love music now, so yeah, I just stepped out in faith, and that's where I am now. You know, sometimes we don't feel good enough to do something. We don't feel like we have the right skills or that we're qualified, but God doesn't actually call the qualified, He qualifies the called. So what that means is that if God calls you to do something you don't feel good enough, man, you just got to put your hand up and say, yeah, I'll do it anyway because I trust in you, God. I believe that you will equip me throughout this time of learning as I step out in faith, and I do this for you, as I live out my calling, what you've called me to do. Maybe that's being a leader at Oxygen. You know, you've been going there for years, you've been serving, and you're like, oh, I really want to be a leader, but I'm just not good enough. Man, you are good enough. Just go talk to your leaders and your youth pastors and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I go about this? How do I be on the worship team? You know, I'm not the best musician, but I love to worship. You know, go talk to your worship leaders and ask for their advice or anything, man. Like, you may not feel good enough to ask your friends to come to youth, but man, who cares? Just do it anyway. You know, when Jesus called Simon and his brother off the fishing boats, when he said, come and follow me, pretty sure they didn't feel like they could follow the Saviour, but they did it anyway. They said, yeah, all right, I believe that through this time you will teach me and I will become more like you and be a better leader. They just did it. They just said, yeah, we're ready. We'll come with you. We'll follow you, Lord. In Matthew 10, it speaks of how Jesus sent out his disciples to go heal people and to cast demons out of people. He equipped them along the journey. He didn't just send them out straight away, but I mean, a lot of the stuff they just learned as they went. He even said, don't bring money or gold. So pretty much like, just trust in him fully. You may not have all the resources or the training that you think you need, but if you put your hand up and you say, yeah, God, I'll follow you. I'll live out this calling. I'll invite people to Oxygen. I'll pray for my friend when they're sick. And even though I don't feel like I can because I don't pray good enough or anything, just step out in faith. Just do it. You know, you may not feel good enough to even serve at Oxygen, to put your hand up and say, hey, I want to help set up and pack down after, but man, you are good enough. It doesn't matter where you are. You'll never be perfect. No one will ever be perfect. That doesn't mean you won't be ready. Just because you don't feel like you're good enough, that does not mean you're not ready. We are always ready to serve God. We are always ready to step out in faith, because we know that God has a plan for each and every one of our lives. So if we step out in faith, He'll help us along this time. In Oxygen, we are ready.